Thanks, Tanya. I would first like to start with an overview of the available solutions within our platform. If we look to the left-hand side, we can see that our MPD suite covers many of the solutions that Tanya has already touched on. MPD cycles are shortening, and we have therefore seen an increase in the need for agility and speed within clients' MPD processes. Gone are the times where it is impressive to deliver one phase of the NPD cycle in 24 or 48 hours. We now need to be delivering multiple phases within time periods as short as 72 hours. With that in mind, let's take you through how that might look. For the sake of this showcase, I'm going to focus on how you could complete an ideas, claims and pack test within a 72-hour period. We have put together an example of the output from our ideas and claims testing. It is important to point out that the KPIs available and recommended may differ between the two, and each test may well have its own intricacies. For example, within an ideas test, you may look to have believability, because if a product isn't believable, it will never succeed. Difference, because if it isn't, then other products already in the market will continue to succeed over yours. And brand fit, because why would you launch something that doesn't match your brand? However, for claims, these might differ depending on the data that you need to make your decisions. Let's look at the scorecard provided at the end of fieldwork. We are firm believers in putting the decision making in your hands. Our role is to make that as easy as possible. We talk about de-risking the MPD process. Really, an ideas test is a way of measuring those that you should not take forward, as opposed to those that you should take to market. Whilst you have a range of scores available at the bottom, I want to focus on one tab in particular. The summarised output provides an overall ranked score, be it in one market or multiple. We can therefore look at this knowing we only want to take 6 ideas forward and remove those that have performed the worst across the markets. In this example then, we would only take forward ideas 5, 6, 7, 10, 13 and 14. What that means is, within almost 30 seconds of receiving your summarised data, you can know which ideas to take forward to the next phase. If we were to then conduct the same process for claims testing, we can see that we have shortened the active decision-making process to as little as 1 minute for 2 phases of the MPD cycle, even when we are looking at 6 markets, as in this example. Pretty impressive, I think you would agree. Let's now focus on the final stage of our proposed process. Summarised infoboards for our pack testing solution also focus on shortening that decision-making process, whilst also providing fantastic deep dive capabilities. This is a real-time output that can be monitored throughout fieldwork to begin gaining an understanding of how each pack might be performing, as well as being fully populated the moment fieldwork completes. Using our automated top 2 box analysis, we can see how each pack is performing against your chosen KPIs and against other packs. As well as this, we can view each of the packs on an individual level. For example, to explore the 8 heat map outputs provided as standard. Our infoboards are filterable by both preset demographics and custom subpopulations, allowing you to explore how each of the packs is performing amongst different subgroups, and most notably, amongst the audience where you want to succeed. As standard, these infoboards have significance testing running through them, with flexibility on the confidence level ranging from 80% to 98%. Finally, this is all complemented by access to a PowerPoint report of your results, as well as access to the raw data through our analytics tools to further deep dive into the data. As a final step, I think it is important to highlight the flexibility within setup. As you can see from the final stage of our simple 5-stage setup process for pack testing, we put the KPI selection process in your hands. We do, of course, have KPIs we would recommend for each of our tests in line with Harris Interactive's leading methodology, but we also realise that some of these may not be relevant to the data you require to meet your objectives. You can simply untick or tick the relevant KPIs to you, and your own bespoke pack test will generate accordingly. You can also utilise up to 200 demographic and profiling points to ensure that those providing feedback on your products are representative of your target audience. Is it, for example, that you want a specific gender split, as well as those who have some responsibility for the household shopping? Thanks very much for listening, and hopefully you now have a greater understanding of how easy it is to fit 3 stages of your MPD cycle into a 72-hour period. I will now hand you back to Tanya